Alright, guys, and I'm back. And today I was thinking that we are going to have a look at the Nova Roma patch specifically, to go through it step by step and what's inside, what's it about, what does it give you, and so on and so on. So, what I want to start with is just that we go to the Steam page of the Nova Roma patch. And what we can see here is more or less, yeah, well, you can find it on Steam here, and it has a lot of information. But I want to talk a little bit about the history of this mod itself. It was based upon a guide that I made a while back. And you can still find it in guides. It's usually at the top or somewhere around that area. And it was called the one and only mod list for Rome 2. And I go through more or less, every mod that I've selected as a good thing to have, and I even included the load order, and it goes everything from improving the AI to some graphical attachments and etc. etc. It goes all through. You can find it all here. Um, so the problem with this was that there's a limit, right? We have a limit of I think it is around 37. Yeah, like if you go above the 37 limit of mods active in your load order, you're gonna get glitches like graphical glitches, shields not appearing, etc., and stuff like this. So what I decided was, or the idea came then that okay, I will grab all of these mods and I will just put them together into one big batch and just see how they work together, and start looking at where does each mod, if there's anything that's interfering with the other one. So that's how it started, this here, and yeah, I made some updates, and I even made my first my ever first mod to just change the income because I wanted to balance out the money for each faction, and that helped a little bit. Um, but then I went over and I merged them and I went into a balancing phase and just made the whole mod itself called Nova Roma patch. And what's inside of this is, yeah, it's not the same as you can see in the guide. It's based on some other stuff, and some I took away, some are replaced, and some are just constantly updated because there are better mods coming out every now and then, and you want to keep the latest and best gameplay out. So, um, the Nova Roma patch is all of the mods you've seen, and a few others. Um, and I think I briefly mentioned all these things that you get with this mod, like you don't play the grand campaign on the vanilla map. It's the Augustus or divided uh, map where you have more cities, and we're gonna have a look at that later on. I also boosted some major factions so that these are the ones that you will face when you expand your Roman territory. And yes, this is mostly focused on playing as Rome because, well, that's the main faction, so to say, and just having to be able to replay that historical part of you facing off Carthage as a start and then growing and pushing into Greece and then further on and further on and so on. When it comes to slowness, it was increased to 4 times per year, just to um, match it with the seasons that was also added. And then with the increased research and build time and recruitment turns, it was a little bit based on the Attila scene because recruitment in vanilla is like 1 turn, but here I've added so it's normally 2 turns for each unit that you want, and that's fine, I guess. I like it that because you have to adapt your recruitment process. It's not like you just get like a 20 stack of army on 1 turn later on. So you really have to think of which research do I really need, like in my turns, because it can go 8 turns or maybe even 14 turns before you get that research. So if you're like, oh my god, I have so much troubles with public order, okay, so maybe I will look into what can give me a benefit there first before I start focusing on getting better units. Um, and it's almost the same with the build times, because since everything else increases, the build times I mean, should also. Plus, maybe feels more authentic, more immersive to building the Colosseum in a lot of turns instead of four or whatever it was at start. Other than that, there's been like the AI specifically needed to get some type of adjustment because for me playing the normal vanilla was just you could roll your face on the keyboard and you could just steamroll everything. There was no real obstacle for me when I played it, and I usually play on very hard or legendary, but I definitely recommend on very hard just to get that really high uh, obstacle or just the level of difficulty to be there. But the AI, yeah, they have been more changed to be a little bit more aggressive. They build their empires or they join in with other factions. You have increased the stacks to 40 units, so you always had these huge battles. Um, and of course to increase so that the AI build more armies and more fleets, and also to change the type of units that they are putting into their stacks. You don't want to be in the end game and just face off the tier one units. Um, and then when it comes with the world, we're going for the seasons. You have all the spring, summer, whatever, with different um, climate. Like it gives you bonuses or not so great bonuses, or because of if it's winter and it's a harsh winter, you get some type of starvation there, or you can't regenerate your units, or slower pace. And then summertime, yeah, opposite that, so to say. And then we have the plagues and banditry, which comes in the same type of mod. Uh, turned, I think it comes from um, I don't remember where exactly it's the origin is, but it gives you this type of they could sweep through a plague in your lands, and suddenly, oh, I have to move my army out of this because it can't start to, get sick and die off. And then the banditry is more like, okay, I have to look into building this type of buildings to cut down this type of um, high level of bandits and the food penalties that goes with that, as well as the events that might pop up and say that, oh, they have captured your treasury cargo, no money that turn, and it's just a nice addition, I think, and it keeps the immersion in the game alive in a way. Added pirates as well, because as Pompey, he did some great uh, pirate cleanup in the Roman times. I just figured it, to keep the seas a little bit more alive, to have some type of ships roaming around and occasionally going in for your unprotected harbor. It just gives a little bit more. Oh, I can't just focus on one part, because usually for me the seas are a little bit calm and, yeah, well, boring. Now you really have to focus on, okay, I have to have a fleet as well, not only for just transporting troops or protecting, like to really to go out there and hunt the pirates or clean up the seas for your trade routes and such. When it comes to rebellions, yeah, I mean, what I'm talking about here is the event of Spartacus, where it was added an event that pops up a lot of gladiators on your map. I won't tell you what turn it is because that would ruin the surprise, but there is into your campaign where he will appear with a quite a large stack, and he will make his wreak his havoc in your Roman province. Then the wonders, of course, all these Mount Vesuvius and the Temple of Zeus and so on. We will have a look at all those stuff later on. Um, that gives you also bonuses if you have captured them. Cultures, we're talking about, yeah, Egyptian culture, which was not there, or Judaic Judaism, I think it's called. I'm not sure about the exact name there, but in Jerusalem you will have that type of culture working up as well, and changing the public. Um, Aqueducts, more or less, to get this with the plagues building, but also the visual part in your grand campaign, because when moved over, it was not possible as a start to have the aqueducts visually shown if you have built them in your city, and I will show you that as well in a upcoming session here soon after this. Yeah, so I can go through all of this. It's like a lot of things. Uh, since I said it's like almost, well, I think above 40 mods that have been public, sorry, not public, pushed together, merged together, balanced, and set to make sure that it works the way it should, or according to my feeling of how the vanilla game should have been played. So a lot of graphic updates like HD pictures, the event pictures, the cities have gotten a little bit boosted textures, golden emblems, the unit cards have changed, not these 2D blank ones, more like 3D Attila-wise, or maybe not Attila-wise, I don't remember. Yeah, there's one guy who made those. And then of course the blank borders to remove that and create more of a smooth and nice um, campaign map where you don't have the borders, you don't have the trade lines. It's just it's fulfilled by having, for example, a lot of boats instead for the trade routes and such. And then a huge update with the reskins because it gets quite boring these vanilla units, and this just it just increases them, make them look better in my opinion. And then a few additions with the units, so the AI will have some type of units that they can recruit to face off this um, Roman opposites or whatever you call it. And then the garrisons, there was a little bit improvement that the bigger the settlement, the higher tier you build, the more garrison you will have in that. And some correction of the recruitments as well to make it more correct historical wise. Same with the abilities and combat mechanics and the highlights and some animations. Um, and just shortly spoken about that is just that some abilities has been added to units. Going talking about combat mechanics, it's more like the how the maybe the AI are using its units, how they have some reserves, how they move, as well as how the units are now clashing and colliding with charges and so on. Highlights with when you select the movement, the units, and the camera up and down levels, and as well as the animations when they're actually fighting. Then we have some additions to the events that are happening around the world during your turns, and then some when you do actually send your unit, your dignitaries out for diplomacy missions, you can get other type of events occurring that gives you either bonuses or some other stuff. And then you can also change your capital, which is it's not very used a lot, but I like the addition to have it there so you could be able to, well, if you want to go, if you want to play in a certain aspect, okay, I would like to have my capital over here, and that gives you that possibility. Um, so all of these stuff merged together. There is still a few ones that I really, well, I would say you have to have them. They are absolutely necessary to get it into a game, and it's just such a mandatory thing to have it to really re see how good this game can be in these years, this yeah, these years 2022, 2023, and so on. And that is AAA mod that really shows you how your generals are growing when they're like tier one, rank one. They're just like they look kind of basic, and the more fights they're in, the more battles they just grow, and they look just so awesome in the end when they reach up to um, yeah, what is it, rank 10 I think or something. And then the Orbis Aquarium for the water and for the yeah, we can go into this one because I really like it. Nope, apparently I can't. Well, it just gives you the terrain is updated quite a lot, and then of course the patch. Oh yeah, actually this is the way I put it in just to make sure that it actually works properly. This is how I play with it. So you will have 7 mods at the end that really gives you the nice touch that I will show you soon. And then the blood mod to improve the bloods if you have that DLC available. And then there are some points. They're optional. Like if you don't want to have it, you don't need to, but uh, I put them here because I think it also improves your gameplay experience. And that is the first point to how to improve the loading times. You just go into this directory and you copy the mods that I just listed into the data mod of Total War Rome 2. And for me, that increased the loading times when I load a campaign or from battle back to the campaign map just goes a lot quicker. For me, I don't have the latest, greatest uh, computer parts, but it was quite, if I would say a number, maybe even 10 seconds faster loading. Um, and then you have to do a little bit because of the blood mod at the end. You have to download an extra pack file, and then you have to do just follow these points, and it will make sure that it works, because that will give you quite a nicer touch to the battles. Um, and then for the 40 unit armies, if you want to have these stacks, both for you and the AI, you have to download a program called Edit SF, and then you start a new campaign and you save straight after that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just show you these steps, because these are also, it's not mandatory, but I highly recommend it, and it can be a little bit tricky to follow these steps. So first of all, just download that, and then you just go into the game, and here you just start a grand campaign, or you can start another like Imperial Augustus. They all work the same way. You choose your faction. We'll just go for, yeah, we just go for House of Julia. Have it running here. This is one of the new loading pictures that have been added to the mod. You can also hear that the music is changed. This is not the original vanilla music. Alright, we're in here. We'll just skip this. There we go. So we now started a new ground campaign. You can see here this guy, he has 20 limit. So we just make a save here. We'll just write this as a 40 unit save. Okay. There you go. Save succeeded. You don't need to close this now. You can just let it run. What you do is that you start the edit SF program. There you go. You click on the file up in the left corner. You click on open. You go to where you have your save files, usually in your app data, roaming, creative assembly, Rome 2, and save games. You find your save file and you select it and you click on open, and it will load it here. You see, now I have the save loaded. And then I click on this little plus sign here on the left to expand it. So go campaign save game, then compress data, campaign env, and then I select on the campaign model node. And now you'll get a lot of values here. And the one we want to focus on is this value, this here, 20. Not the one below, the one above. We just click on that. We type 40 instead. And we just click outside. Oh, let's see. Now I clicked on something else. I shouldn't click. Ah, never mind. Doesn't matter. We change the value 40. Just click outside instead. And then you just go up to file here again, and you click on that, and you click on save. You have to click on save, because you can see that the text here is all red now. It means that it's not saved, just changed. Click on save. It will take a little bit while. It's gonna put it all together, and there you go. Now it's all normal black color again. And that's it. You just close down edit SF program. You go back to your game. You click on load, and you load that same save file. And we're back in the game. And here we go. 10 out of 40. Now you can recruit a lot of units. A lot of units. So, when it comes to this actual the grand campaign, one huge thing that I enjoy is that the Syracusan island here, right here, ha does now have three settlements to conquer, and it's not part of the Italian foot. It's its own province. It's quite nice to be able to have them separated compared to how it was in the vanilla game. So there are a few settlements added. I'm not sure entirely the exact amount of additions, but there are additions with new settlements and just creates a more alive um, and well, just for me it grew the whole game into another perspective. Um, yeah, so this is how it looks like. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to go straight into one of the end games. One I have do this one. I'm up in 395 turns, which is one of the testing playthroughs I have done to verify that the game and the mod works. You know, that doesn't crash or something like this. So here we go. We'll load this one. We'll just have a looky. So here we go. We'll have a check how it looks right now. I have conquered, well, maybe 1/3, you could say, of the entire map. So, and what we can see here is how the AI has been doing as I have been expanding in my section. So we can see that Ebdani has more or less captured the entire Britannian islands. They have some allied here, the Metaya, and they've even went into the Danish land. We have some Germans that have moved into a confederation to fight off the Boai, and Chimera has actually moved up here. I think they've been pushed out by Pergamon, it seems. Um, so a lot of events happening, but still good allies. I think I have liberated a few of these to create some type of buffer zones in case these nice um, trade relations and whatnot would change for the future. We have Egypt that have really expanded. They have their standards placed down here, and then we have them fighting or in the war. Actually, a satrapy of me. I think I conquered them, to be honest, and then I helped them regain the territories. Um, Historical approach, maybe. Uh, so we have Armenia that's really expanded here, claimed quite a lot of land, and then I think they're splitting it with Saba that have gone over the seas here and really conquered all the way, well, halfway up maybe, and then Partava in the middle of that. So quite a nice view. Start going to the end game, and if we check how the world actually looks, we can see that there's a lot of units and their stacks everywhere. We have Gate Chile up here in the north. I think they've been fighting and now they're actually dying due to the snow, I'm guessing. Starvation or something like this. This is one of the new units, Lohamin Numidian infantry that was added. Um, and then we have the German Confederation right here, which has built up quite a settlement right there. Wow, it's actually a tier 4 for the units, so they definitely have some good stuff here, which I do not see at the moment. But they do have an army down here, actually 2 stacks more. So they have 1 stack of 21 units. They have another one of 32, and they have, wow, this is very heavy Teutonic Axemen and Wolf Warriors, which are new additions in this mod. And these are unit cards that have not yet been done, but I'm constantly looking through if the AI is recruiting units, and when they do, I make sure to update these unit cards to match the rest of them, so that it will definitely come in the upcoming update. And then another stack right here, which is well, it's just light club levy, but still quite a lot. units here and mercenaries, Germanic youths. And we have another one which is from the Frisi, maybe that's how you pronounce it. They're also quite light one, maybe because they don't have the settlement to recruit yet. Oh, it's not the settlement, the tier to recruit better units yet. Another 24 stack, 27, sorry. Wow, here's something else. What is this? Oh, another Apuli moving around. They also have Dacian elite skirmishers and Carper swordsmen, which I have not created unit cards for yet. These will also come. All of these are written down and added to the list, and it's another 40 stack right there. We don't see all of it, but they seem to have chosen swordsmen and some levy freemen right there. Just moving in my provinces, that's not a good idea. So a lot of units, and they're actually recruiting quite heavily. Axe warriors, sword followers, mercenaries, building up stacks, and they're not ignoring their settlements either. They're actually investing their money to build them up, like to rank these settlements up. Oh, it's another stack of 40 right here, Bastanie, which I have 140 and a 21 stack there as well. Yeah, oh, and here we have Egypt, my allies, which is also 40 stack. Egyptian pikemen, chariots. Yeah. So far away from home, and a fleet there, 2020, another 38 stack, another 27 stack, another 40 stack, 5 stack, and another fleet here of 15. Yeah, as you can see, the AI is they're using their money. They're just hoarding it, you know. They're saving another fleet stack. So when you go to war, you're going to face these amazing AI and their armies. You can even, and they're really expanding their empires, and they're improving their buildings. You see, they have level 4 buildings right here. And let's check Alexandria actually to see how it looks. Level 4, level 4, level 3. It's like they have really improved it a lot in every aspects. Yeah. I wonder they don't seem to have any. Oh, here they go. Here they have their armies creation. So this guy right here, he's probably going to be a high quality stack, so to say. A lot of units. Yeah. So, let's go through a little bit. I told you the cities have been improved a little bit, and with the other mods you get this nice looking ocean. You get nice looking textures for the terrain. We have cut off all these trade lines that you see. So you see the boats, they're following the trade lines instead. Very nice. And then no borders anymore, as I said. What we have else? See if we have any banditry. No, we don't. Yeah, we do have banditry. Quite high in this level. Food penalty export -6. That's not a good thing. I have very little food in this province. Yeah, and then I don't think I have any plagues right now. I have some burning cities and outbreak 0%, but sanitation is good. Because I remember because I really wanted this settlement right here, so I could get this one, the shaft mine here for the lead. Gives you sanitation in all regions, which is why it has been nerfed here in some of the researches. So you can see here, for example, now in the end game, I really have to pick and select which one I would like to research. Like 12 turns left. This one is 29. If I go into it, it's 21. Here at the end, I've gotten a professional soldiery, but 27. You know, you really have to go for it when you decide for it. It will take time. Well, you can always split in the middle, of course, and then change it, but you have to really focus and know what you want to work on, what you want to work towards, what's best for you at that moment, and look ahead. Um, Research time, build times, yeah, 22 times for building this, 23 for building Legionnaire Barracks, this endgame, 33 turns for the Circus Maximus. Um, Wonders as well, Beneventum has that one, for example, Mount Vesuvius gives you this bonus. I think Syracuse have Mount Etna. You can actually see there's a plague rite going. Outbreak risk, we have it. Pestilence, we're doomed. Gives you, well, not so very good stuff there. Let's see, I think it's up here in Namnentum. They have, yeah, that Dolums of Karnag gives you some bonuses, and then I think Stonehenge is over here, right there. I don't have it there right now, so I can't show you that. But yeah, they give you a nice addition, something to work towards, give you that extra niche. Then you can see, for example, these nice aqueducts are now displayed here in the world if you have built it. And you can also see these small settlements are popping up, which is also an mod that was added. These do not exist in the vanilla map. It's just a visual addition to show that there's more to this map than just the big settlements. There is small places around. It's just a nice addition, visual pleasing, I would say, to make the world more alive. Don't think we have any pirate fleets running around. We have something. We do. We have a pirate fleet right here. Some Illyrian marines raiding my coastline. A lot of reskins. We can look into that in later time. You can check out all these. I'm going to go for a streaming process where I do a campaign with the Rome from the start and show you everything, how it goes, and the hardness and the difficulty and how everything works and how you can play well and end up in this situation where I am right now. And then of course the music and the emblems as well, these nice Roman emblems, for example. So much to go through. Do you want to keep it short? Just go through the guide if you want to look deeper into some of the mods, perhaps. Other than that, I just want to show you this here again, which is the authors of all this stuff. I have only put my time and dedication to put them together and test it and tweak and balance and making it work all nice and dandy. But these people right here, there's a link to all of these mods. They are the ones who have done the real hard job and making all this possible. So just give them all the thumbs up, and a thumb up to me if you like the merging process, of course. So that's it for now. Be sure to check out the other streams that will come up where I will continue the grand campaign, which we have started in a previous session. We are currently in turn 15. So, well, that's that for now. Super. Take care, guys, and see you when this campaign starts again. Bye.